Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Devi Hari Jaya Gopi Jaya 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 Girivardhari Jaya Yasoda Nana Braja Janara Jana Nana Yamuna Tira Panichamari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Okay. Okay, much. Oh, F11. Okay, let's now say the praise. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya Chakshur Milita Vena Tashme Shri Guruve Namaha Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gautamani Pracharini Hare Pasha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hi everyone, Hare Krishna. So now we're going to see the third text of Nectar of Instruction. Everyone has the book? Yes. Okay. Uttashan. Utsahan. Nishyat. Nishchaya. Dairyat. tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasidyati utstaha nishchayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte sadbir bhakti prayasyati. Prabhu's mother just one.
Utsahanitaya Daiya
Karma pravartanat sangatyaga sukrite bhakti prayasyati.
Utsahanitaya Daiya
Utsaha nishaya dharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasyati. Utsaha nishchaya dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasyati. Utsaha nishchaya dhairyat Utsaha nishchaya dharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prayasyati. Utsaha nishchaya dharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prayasyati. Okay. Utsaha nishchaya dharyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sadbir bhakti prayasyati. Okay, thank you everyone. Next word. Utsahat by enthusiasm. Nishchayat by confidence. Dhairyat by patience. Tat karma, various activities favorable for devotional service. Pravartanat by performing. Sangatyaga by giving up the association of non-devotees. Sattaha of the great previous acharyas. Vritte by following the footsteps. Sadbihi by these six. Bhakti devotional service. Prasidyati. Advance or become successful. Translation. These are the 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. The first one is being enthusiastic. The second one is endeavoring with confidence. Third one is being patient. Fourth, acting according to the regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of non-devotees, and the last one is following the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure a complete success of pure devotional service. Will everyone read? Can you? Everyone, we read the 6 we read together. Okay, first one, being 1, 2, 3. There are 6 principles of the execution of devotional confidence, being patient. Doubly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Hari Bol. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Jai. Okay. In the first line of the purport itself, Srila Prabhupada has gave a very powerful statement, which is, devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. It's the substance of practical activity. It's not something imaginative. It doesn't give imaginative ecstasy, and it's not, you don't bring sentiment into this. There's nothing to do with sentiment. Okay? Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has defined this statement. Anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmari anarvartam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhakti uttama. Uttama Bhakti. Okay, Uttama Bhakti, also known as unalloyed devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, involves the rendering of devotional service in a favorable way to the Lord. This devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive. Cannot have an extra motive. Cannot how to say? You cannot edirpaakran something back. You cannot think. You cannot expect something in return. It should be. There should be no expectation. You're doing it for the happiness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not because yourself. Okay. And devoid of for any extraneous motive and devoid of fruitive karma, or extraneous motive and devoid of impersonal jnana or other selfish desires. Palan edirpaarka kudadu. Okay? When you're doing devotional service, you shouldn't have any expectation saying, oh, I'm getting this much of good karma, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, you don't need to expect anything. Expectation is something not good. Okay. Next, what is bhakti? Bhakti means cultivation. Okay, cultivation now we must refer to the activity, what we do. What is the activity we do? Cultivation of spirituality doesn't mean like this. Doesn't mean this. This is not the cultivation of bhakti. Okay, it doesn't mean that we sit down for meditation for years with the eyes closed and the nose to the nose. In Bhagavad Gita, text 11 to 12, Krishna says that to practice yoga, one should go to a scheduled place and lay kusa grass on the ground, and then he must cover it with deer skin or a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high or too low. It should be in the middle and should be seated in a sacred place like Vrindavan or Mayapur. The yogi should sit down in very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart. by controlling his mind, senses, and activities, fixing his mind in one point. He should also, the head should be straight and the eyes should stare directly to the nose, tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart that make me in the ultimate goal of life. Do you think this is possible now? Even in normal, now I'm talking about this, you all be thinking, na sapalam. I can't wait for the nasi kerabu. Okay? Because our mind is agitated. Now we are in class, but we are thinking about the nasi kerabu we're going to eat in 1 hour. I know most of you thinking of that because I also thinking of that. But I'm just saying that this is impossible in this age. Going to Mayapur, Vrnda, when your eyes focus on your nose, sitting on deer skin and meditating for years and not attaining anything. You're not attaining the true thing that you got to attain. We can attain it by chanting. That is our thing. We have to do chanting now. But all these other yogis, like all you can see these yogis here sitting in cold places like Rishikesh or Himalaya, sitting down and meditating for years. Are they attaining the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Do you think they can attain? Okay. In conclusion, all of these can only control our material self only for a little until you meditate. Even you're going to meditate for peace of mind. You meditate in a quiet room for 30 minutes. After you come out, you still suffer. Okay? Yeah. So even by doing all this meditation and all this stuff, we only can meditate for maybe 1 hour to the max if you're very, very strict, disciplined in meditating. 1 hour. But after you come out, you still gossip about your friend to another friend. You still watch TV, unnecessary stuff. You'll still do all the nonsense in the world. Just because you meditate 1 hour, you get peace of mind. That is not the thing. Okay, even all of these can only temporarily stop the materialistic activities, but devotional service will put an end to all materialistic activities and mundane activities. Prahlad Maharaj has said this. He recommends Shwaranam Kirtanam Vishnu, Shmaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dashyam, Shakyam Atma Nivedanam. Okay, this is the 9th process of devotional service. Number 1, hearing the name and the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, chanting his glories, remembering the Lord, serving the Lord's feet, worshipping the deity, offering obeisances unto the Lord, acting as the Lord's servant, making friends with the Lord, surrendering oneself fully to the Lord. Okay. Shwaranam means hearing. So that is the first step of bhakti. Most of us, how we came to devotional service, some might come because of the food, but how first they heard about us? The first thing they did is hear about us. Someone would have gone to preach and we heard, oh, there's something called Krishna consciousness and nalla saapad kudukranga. So that is our first thought. Okay, most of us. So this is the thing, that first thing you hear the glories of the God. The first thing when someone is coming and preach to you, they'll say, okay, this is Bhagavad Gita. Why is Bhagavad Gita important? You should come to the temple. We offer prasadam. We offer that, offer this. So the first step of devotional service is hearing the name and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after you hear, you come to temple, you associate with some devotees, and you get inspired, you start chanting. And then by chanting, you remember the Lord every time, every second. When you're chanting, you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you're chanting, you're remembering Krishna. And then you serve Krishna. By doing a little service in the temple, you clean the place, you cook for Krishna, and then worship the deity, offering obeisances unto the Lord, acting as the Lord's servant. We are the Lord's eternal servant. Okay? We should not acquire form of all of this. The first step, Shwaranam. We should not acquire all Shwaranam from an unauthorized person Who is an authorized person? The spiritual master is the authorized person. So the knowledge should not be acquired from a non-authorized person. Should not only the spiritual master should give the knowledge, and we should acquire it only from the authorized person, which is the spiritual master. Okay, Lord Sri Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita 4.34, Tat Viti Pariprartena Pariprasena Sevaya Upadekshanti Jnanam Janas Tattva Darsanaha. Okay, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Approaching a spiritual master is a very, very important part of our life. We should approach a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. This also further has said in the Mukunda Stotra Upanishad, Upanishad, he said that Vinartam Sa Guru Eva Vishate. Okay, the translation is, to understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. He should come under our paramara. Okay, thus this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely speculation. This is not speculation. Okay, because we are getting directly from the paramara. The knowledge should be acquired by the paramara. Okay. In conclusion, all phases of one's material life, one has to perform devotional service and activities under the direction of a spiritual master in order to attain perfection. How we attain perfection is we first surrender onto a spiritual master. He will cultivate us. Okay, and we acquire knowledge from him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami in Madhya Lila 19.151, Brahmana Brahmite Khona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. In the course of transversing the universal creation, if you see the map behind, that's the universal creation. In the process, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. We get this only by the grace of our spiritual master and Krishna. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entities who are by nature Ananda Maya, pleasure seeking. All of us are pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness. But not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species to another species. You transmigrate from a fish to a dog, to a bird, and maybe the bird ate Krishna Prasadam, and finally you became a human being. Do you want to waste this life? Finally, after so many birth and death, suffering, you become a human being. And still you're ignorant about, oh, I don't believe in this. I got a human birth. I want to enjoy as much as possible. கடைசி நேரத்துல நான் வந்து ரொம்ப பாயசம் ஆயிருக்கேன். நான் வந்து போய் சாமிலாம் கும்பிடுறேன். When I'm going to die. But all my life, I did a lot of karma. I just sinned and I enjoy material happiness. I go to the pub, I drink, I smoke, I do that, I do this. But just in the time of death, he will go and become pious. இப்பதான் நான் வந்து okay chant பண்ணனும். இப்பதான் அது பண்ணனும், இது பண்ணனும். ஏன்னா நான் die because I'm going to die. Is that possible? Last minute you do anything, அது நிச்சயமா நடக்காது. Even studying for exam, last minute you study, there's a very little chance of passing. The same thing, all your life you enjoy material happiness, and last minute you want to do all devotional service. Do you think you can attain the Goloka Vrindavana? Okay. Yeah. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one comes in contact with a pure devotee and hears from him patiently. Pure devotee is our spiritual master. One begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. How we attain a spiritual master, only if we are sincere and we are disciplined in bhakti. That is how we attain a spiritual master. The International Society of Krishna Consciousness is giving a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. Before ISKCON, if you want to do devotional service, where you have to go? You have to go to Vrindavan, Mayapur to actually associate with devotees. Am I right? Because no one knew about Krishna. Indians, they know Krishna is God, but do they know Krishna is the supreme personality of God? No. They think other gods, okay, they think demigods are more supreme, which it's their belief. But when ISKCON came, Prabhupada has built every Vrindavan in every state, every place. So we don't need to go to the actual place to attain Lord, to associate with devotees. Do we have to go to Mayapur to associate with devotees only? We can come here. See how many association is happening. Mataji cook, another Mataji clean, another Prabhu set up all of this. It's still devotional service. We are serving each other. That is also counted as devotional service. Okay. One should accept this opportunity and return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in normal life, if you're really enthusiastic for the sport and you're training day and night, that is the only way you can win the sport. You can win the competition. Just by suddenly I feel like joining. Okay, suddenly I join and suddenly I cannot win. Only by discipline and enthusiasm they can win the sport. Even in material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who want to success in the line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action of whom? But action for whom? The answer, okay, this is a question. Enthusiasm means action, but who is the action for? Who should we show the enthusiasm to? The answer is one should always show their enthusiasm to Lord Krishna. Krishna Takila Chetasa Bhakti Rasa Mrita Sindhu. Okay. The translation goes like this. Okay. By me, in my universe, wait, 1 second. Okay, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings in me, but I am not in them. And that is Krishna saying, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present, we use a dictaphone. Dictaphone is the thing they used to record all Prabhupada's lecture. Okay? For the materialistic who invented this machine intended for businessmen or writers for mundane subject. But now the dictaphone is used for Krishna's service to record the lectures. Even this mic is created for what? To make our voice be loud, to sound loud, right? But when you're using this to listen, to talk about Krishna, this is devotional service. This is how we use the materialistic things in devotional service. This book, this everything is just made to write notes. But when I write notes about Krishna, I wrote about nectar of instruction. What is the notes I can talk about? This is how we use all the materialistic stuff in Krishna consciousness. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone who is fully within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combination of interaction of 5 basic type of material energy. Namely, this is the five important, five basic type of materialistic and material energy, which is Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and Akasha. The inventor used his brains to make this complicated machine in his brains, as well as ingredients were supplied by Krishna. Everything in this world is supplied by Krishna. You like it or not, it is supplied by Krishna. This book came from trees from Krishna. This paper is mine. Everything is made out of these five basic elements, which is Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and Akasha. Okay, but Jala is fire. So, as human beings, we use our intelligence to how we can put all these five things into a small machine and make it work. Basic elements. Okay? Everything is depending on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be detailed in his service. Everything should be used in his service. Okay, how we use materialistic objects like microphone, laptop, the fan, the light, the projector, even the book, everything in Krishna's service. I said about this in the first text. Okay, next. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha or enthusiasm. The devotee find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Uchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. Okay, an example is all the activities should be done patiently. Okay, now we're going to talk about patience and confidence in Krishna consciousness. When Prabhupada started ISKCON, did he get any help from his god brothers? Did he get any help from anyone? He went to US alone, right? And he suffered so many things, but he was patient. Slowly, when the hippies turn into pure devotees, someone like very big hippies, they are like the peace. They are like everything is peace. Okay, that type of people can actually take Krishna consciousness seriously. How people in Africa, even cannibals can become Krishna devotees. How? So that is our bhakyam we get from Prabhupada. He created this association. But when he was creating this association, it was very hard for him, but he was very patient. Okay? How ISKCON was begun single-handedly, even though there was no help from his god brothers, eventually, with patience, it became a worldwide movement. Devotee would think, success in Krishna conscious activities demands both patience and confidence. Example, book distribution. Can you be nervous and go, you're not nervous, can you have social anxiety, so-called social anxiety? Because when I did book distribution for the first time, I also didn't want to go and talk to people because I'm scared to talk to people. And the example is when the first book you sell, it'll be very scary. As you go, patiently you talk to people with confidence, you can eventually start selling a lot of books. That is the example you can give. How we have to be patient. Patience is very important. Now, you shouldn't rush anything. If you rush anything, something will go haywire. Even in material life, spiritual life, both also. And confidence. Devotee would think, Avashya Rakshime Krishna, Krishna will surely protect me. With the devotee who is confident and they are very patient, they will think this statement, which is Aviksha Rakshime Krishna, which translates to Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for success of the execution of devotional service. Any devotee who is already pure, they'll be like, any problem they face, Krishna Padma. But they will also think, not everything, I never study for exam, no man, Krishna will take care of me, I will pass the exam. Not like that. Okay? One should not be idle, but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles. Tat karma pravartana. The neglect of the regulative principles will destroy devotional service. Why? What is the four regulative principles? Aishu, what is the four regulative principles? Okay. And? Okay. One. Okay. Social media can be the new regulative principle. Okay. First thing, no intoxication. Why? Because even scientifically talking, intoxication is bad for health. Illicit sex is bad for our health as well, reproductive health. And no gambling. It's bad for our everything. Gambling is the main problem of most of the things. Greedy will burn when there's gambling. When you win one small thing, you're like, oh wow, I won this. I have the luck. I go more, go double, triple, and then you lose and then pochida. Okay, so that is why that the regulative principles should be strictly followed by every devotee and should be every time in our mind. Even new devotees, we should slowly but strictly, we should be strict about this. Other stuff we can be a little bit lengan, but this one we have to be very strict. The four regulative principles. In this Krishna conscious movement, there are four basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. Okay, what is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? There's another topic here about Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Before, yeah, okay. If we follow the four regulative principle, we'll come under the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. What is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? Okay, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is the process we do. Everything we do is the pleasure for Krishna. Okay, we talk for the pleasure of Krishna. We eat for the pleasure of Krishna. We pray for the pleasure of Krishna. We come to the mind where everything is for Krishna. I cook. Oh, I feel eating nasi lemak today, and I cook and I offer to Krishna and I eat. Not like that. What Krishna will eat? What Jagannath will eat? Like we have Jagannath deities. So what Jagannath will eat? What do I think? What will he like? We should come to that mindset. That is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. And not, oh, I feel okay, like nasi goreng is very easy. Just one pan diet, one pan food. So I offer, I eat. It's not like that. It's not for our own sense gratification, for our own tummy. It's for Krishna. Okay, we come to that mindset. The devotee following Vaidhi Bhakti always considers suitable action in the light of scriptural injunctions. However, when the devotee reaches the position of Bhava will be speaking in text 4 or 5, I'm not sure, but we'll be talking about Bhava later on, and attain Apna Dasa, he gives up the scriptural directives as an obstacle. The stages of Bhava, which is reached by passing progressively through faith, Shraddha, steadiness, Nishtha, and taste, Ruchi, and attachment, Asakti, appears during Apna Dasa. The stage of Apana Dasa, the difference between devotees following Raghunaga and Vaidhi dissolves. So this is a statement. When we read Nectar of Instruction, it's separated into various parts. So Sloka 1, 2, and 3 is how we perform Shraddha. So in these three classes, what we have to understand is how we perform Shraddha and how we prevent ourselves from falling down and how we elevate. Okay? Yeah. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, we must give up the association of undesirable people like karmis, jnanis, yogis, and non-devotees. Okay, and we should give association. We should have association with pure devotees who comes under the 6 Goswamis. Okay, pure devotees like our spiritual master, Even temple devotees, small association in temple devotees, not online association in real life. Okay? Just by doing online class, okay, half an hour of Srimad Bhagavatam class, 1 hour of Srimad Bhagavatam class. Already have association though. Association is serving each other food, bowing down to each other, do deity, alagara padutran and everything, decoration and stuff we do together. That is devotional service, and that is how we associate. Okay. Okay, and this is a story how household Vaishnava asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is a general routine as a Vaishnava? He just asked. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, Asat Sangatyaga e Vaishnave Achara. Okay, characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up association of worldly minded people or non-devotees. But in this material world, you have to associate with non-devotees, your classmates, your teachers, your people who work. But how? As in last class, we understand that we should have minimal association. Okay, we should associate a little bit, not to like go and ask about everything, be a chatterbox with them. We can be a chatterbox with a devotee. Because when we talk to a devotee, what we talk about? Are we going to talk about politics? Are we going to talk about like the things they'll say? Oh, I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy is that, this guy is this. Is it that? Is it like that? No, we talk about Krishna. Example, we hear in classes, in the kitchen, maybe at cooking time, we talk about, oh, yesterday I listened to this Bhagavatam class, what I understand from the Bhagavatam class, that is what we talk about. And that affects our mindset and how our consciousness. But when we associate with worldly minded people, we always be in agitation. We are agitated because we don't agree what they say. Okay? I support this, you support that, but we don't support each other. That is the idea. I don't know. I don't care. I support what I support. It's my right. I don't care if you support. So when you hear all of that out, you'll just feel very agitated. You'll be like, oh, I don't feel like talking to them. Even my own friends, when I talk to them, who is not in Krishna consciousness, I feel very heavy talking to them. My personal thing is when I talk to non-devotees, I feel very heavy. I feel like I don't feel the vibe when I'm talking to them. When I'm talking to devotees, I feel different. When I went to not teenage devotees, because in Ipoh there's no teenage devotees sadly, but when I went to the youth camp in Taipei, I was so excited because everyone was my age. I finally can associate with people my age. It was very nice. So comparing the association there and comparing association in my school is totally different. How I feel with these non-devotees and devotees. So even Srila Narottama Dasa has sung that Tatendra Charana Seva Bhakta Shane Vasha. One has to live in the company of pure devotees to execute the reality principle laid down by the previous acharyas. As an example, when you're out with your non-devotee friends, they'll be doing what? They'll be smoking, they'll be vaping, they'll be drinking, and they'll be like, try, nah. Just try. Don't care your father, whatever he says, try. As a non-devotee. Okay. But when you're associating with devotee, what do you talk about? These things won't happen. They won't talk about liquor, they don't talk about vape, they don't talk about smoking. But when you associate with non-devotees, they're like, just try whatever your father says, you can go with. Okay? Because they think we are old-fashioned. A lot of people have said I'm very old-fashioned because I'm very religious. That is according to them. But I feel they are very foolish. They are suffering in many ways. They find their peace in very bad ways. They don't, like for me, I find my peace in devotional service. But for them, they'll find their peace in drinking, vaping. Vaping is something very normal now. So to release their stress, what they vape. So when you're associating with people like that, you'll have the urge to do it as well. When you're drinking, when you see your friend drinking and your friend mabo already, you'll be like, wow, I just want to feel how it feels to be high, to feel drunk. That is why Narottama Dasa Thakura has said that we can only to follow these 4 regulatory principles religiously. We should associate with devotees and be in the kalangan where everyone is devotees. Okay. Another thing, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulatory principle of spiritual life. During the time where the 6 Goswamis were there, ISKCON was not all around the world. Am I right? So that time we cannot associate, like from people from Malaysia, they can't associate with pure devotees. Why? Because everyone is in India. So because Srila Prabhupada has created all the centers around the world, we can simply go to the temple and just once. We come to the temple and we associate with devotees, because the most important thing is associating with devotees. Okay? On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the 3 modes of material nature. This is called Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna conscious movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning at 4 a.m. and attend Mangala Aarti of morning worship and read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtan, and so forth. Every morning we wake up for Mangala Aarti. We should. That is our principle. We should follow. Even though you can't come to the temple, some people live very far away from the temple. Do Mangala Aarti at home. Okay, you have, even with the picture you can do, even here you can do Mangala Aarti. Not you have to just go temple. In the morning at 4 a.m. If you cannot come to the temple, it's fine. You don't live near the temple. But you have to do Mangala Aarti at home. Waking up at 4 o'clock is very, if you sleep early, you wake up early. Cannot sit late at night, cannot sleep. You try sleeping early and you can wake up very early. Thus, we continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Sato Vritti, of following the footsteps of the previous acharyas who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. This is how, when we are with Krishna conscious devotees, we are in association, we live together as an association. We are together. We wake up at 4 o'clock. We do Mangala Aarti together. Imagine in Mangala Aarti, 100 people are there. Because when I went to the camp, there's 100 people. Morning, the vibration of Mangala Aarti was different comparing to the one at home. Because at home only 5 hours, 6 hours. But when I went to the camp, there was 100 of us. There was dancing, jumping until 7 o'clock. And then we went to Japa Walk, which was another amazing thing I did. So the more the devotees, the more the merrier. And the vibration is different when you're doing it with a lot of people. And pure devotees like the Guru Maharaj. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely by enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of unwanted persons, following the regulatory principles, and remaining the association of devotees, one is sure to advance in devotional service. This is sure. This is confirmed. This verse is very important. This is how we advance in our spiritual life. Okay? In this regard, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulences by the advancement of fruitive activities, the desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections are all contrary to the principle of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly careless to such non-permanent activities and turn his attention instead to regulatory principle and the devotional service. This is where devotional service and association is coming. Association is very important. At least, please, I ask everyone, please at least come every Saturday one time. A week, just once a week is enough. Because we don't live in a place where there's a big ashram where we all can live together. So every Saturday, we should come and should have do little seva and association. And Sundays, you can go to the main temple. But the main temple now, there is under construction. So for now, only Saturdays. Okay? Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life and the soul of the living entity. It is desired goal and the supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this. You shouldn't Kaliru. You shouldn't feel Kaliru, to be honest. When your friends say, "Oh, drink this," you'll feel very nice. Just this one will release all your stress. And you'll be like, "Oh, maybe it will lah." I don't think just by chanting I feel happy. You'll get to rethink your own words. You'll be like, "Oh, maybe or that try பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். Vape தானே try பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். Addicted ஆக மாட்டேன் like that." You'll feel Kaliru. You'll feel like, what am I saying? What am I not believing what Krishna says? Because as teenagers, we all go through the teenage life. So now as I am in the teenage life, I have the thinking a lot. Oh my God. I'll be like, oh, am I just too religious? This is before, not now, but am I just too religious? Am I boring? Because all my friends they go enjoy and all this. A lot of friends, they are very young, but they still go to the club. They drink, they actually drink. So I'm like, just too boring. So when we think like that, we'll be like, that is the thought process that will trigger aparat, that won't follow our regulatory principles. Like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm done being boring. So that is our thought process that will trigger us into things. Okay. One has to become such as mental speculation. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain the desired goal. By attempting to follow the paths will only succeed in making one restless. Other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it has stated, one must calmly convince that those who have given up devotional service to engage in severe austerities for other purposes are not purified in the mind. Even you're a yogi in Kashmir or wherever, you're sitting down, Himalayas, meditating, they are not attaining, their mind is not purified. Why are all the yogis that are very angry? Is anger a thing showing that you already attained the God? No. When you're angry, anger is also a main point why our devotional service be destroyed. We should not be angry as devotees. We should only be angry at the person who offended the devotees, not the devotees. Okay? Severe austerities for those who, though other purposes are not purified in their minds, despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information on the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Even if you're doing a lot of austerities, you're meditating, they are not ever purified in their mind. Okay? Even though they do everything in the world, they don't have the real knowledge of who and what is the loving service of the Lord. Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of every living entity. That is our duty. As human beings, we have duties, but this is our utmost duty, that devotional service is of the Lord, is our very important duty in life. Even small devotional service is enough. Distributing books, doing kirtan in the streets. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident of all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, or mystic endeavor will never yield by any enduring benefits. By doing all of these, you can never, by meditating, by doing this, you can never understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only by attaining a spiritual master, we attain him, we submissively pray, we ask, we understand his knowledge. That is the way, that is the main way how we attain the Lord. And we should chant and we should read the Vedas. In the desired goal of the supreme perfection of human life, one has to become confident about this. And also one has to become confident that all activities other than devotional service, this is all the other activities, okay? Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal, but attempting to fellow other parts will only succeed if you make one relentless. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, okay. It is further stated in the 10th canto. Although the mental speculators or fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have the information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.31. The Supreme Personality of Godhead assures Arjuna, Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declared it boldly that my devotees never perishes. They never perishes. But they can fall down, but they will come back. Okay? Again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Neha Vikarma Nashosti Pratyatvo Na Vidyatade Swalpam Api Asya Dharmasya Tarta Mahota Bahayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement in this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. This is the Uttravadam. Krishna வந்து உத்தரவாதம் கொடுக்கிறாரு. இதுதான் நீ செய்யணும். He's giving the Uttravadam assurance about that my devotee never perishes and one will be protected from the most dangerous type of fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that one is possibly dragged to the ultimate success. You cannot I don't want to do anymore. It's impossible. Okay, sometimes a person will give his ordinary material engagement and out of sentiment take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and thus begin the pre-millenary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. What is the gain of one who has executed the prescribed duties according to his varna and ashrama but does not take devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, this is assured by many stories we have heard, many stories in the Vedas. Okay, although a fallen devotee may take birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left. That is confirmed and assured by Krishna. Devotional service is ahai tukya aparhitaha ittat hata. It is not affected by any mundane cause. Any mundane cause will not affect our devotional service, nor it can be terminated by any mundane cause or permanently curtailed by any material interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should be very interested in the activities in the karmis of the karmi. You should not be very interested in the activities of the karmis, jnanis, and yogis because it's not worth our time. We can rather sit down and chant. Oh, this guy did that, this guy did this. And when you see the karmis doing meditation, floating and stuff, it's all pure nonsense. In this age, it is not, we can't do that. Okay? Our only thing is to chant. Okay? There are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors, philosophical speculators, and mystic yogis. They might have very good qualities, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. When a person is very, they go to the Kailash, they go to the mountains, they pray. After so long of meditating, they get all these good qualities. But for a devotee, just by the devotee sitting down and just chanting in general, they get all of these qualities automatically. A devotee will automatically get all of these qualities. Okay? Compared to a mystic yogi who is sitting down, meditating for not hundreds, but 20 years, example. You're sitting down and just meditating. And that is why all these yogis they're very agitated. You can see all these, they curse, they put the ash around the body, they do that, they do this, because they're agitated. They're angry because they don't know what is the truth. They don't understand. But as a normal devotee, we automatically get all of this. Okay. No extraneous endeavor is needed, as confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, chapter 18, verse 12. All the good qualities of a demigod manifested progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because one devotee is not interested in any material activities, but does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he so-called jnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of a Mahatma. Last class, we learned what is Mahatma. He remains a Duratma, or a crippled-minded person. Okay, Mahatma means not Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah? Mahatma Gandhi is not Mahatma. Okay, Mahatma is the person who will do anything for Krishna, as we see in last class. Everything he does is for Krishna. That is a Mahatma, and he follows everything perfectly. Mahatma Gandhi didn't follow anything perfectly, but he's a Duratma. Okay, that's just the example, and a cripple-minded person. According to Bhagavad Gita 9.13, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Devi Prakirti Mashritaha Banjati Anya Manaso Yatva Bhutarim Avyayam. Okay? O son of Partha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. This one we saw in last class also. The same sloka was quoted. Okay? Since all of the devotees of the Lord is under the protection of his supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service. To take the path of karmi, jnani, or yogi. This is called Utsav Nishaya Dirya Tatta Karma Pravartanat, the third line of today's sloka. Enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance devotional service without any hindrance. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. That's all. Stop sharing. Any questions from the audience online and in real life? Online, there's no questions. In real life? Playing Monopoly money is not gambling, Mataji. With real money, it's gambling. I know, but it's okay. I mean, it's just a game, Mataji. You're just playing it for fun and just to play.
That's what we're trying to say. Okay, you want to
Question box. Very good class to be honest. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Like Vikash, Narayan, and Bharat. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Prabhu, mic.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
We must more compassion, patience, and confidence. Because compassion is also important. We have necessary, but we must walk over solutions. Not talking advantages. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't associate with the talking. is it.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
So these are things. Very careful. So all these things. But your rules. House.
First of all,